if uni costs you £9,000 a year, depending on which degree you do. So usually they say that a uni course is between, depending on what uni it is, some unis have 30 weeks in a year or 40 weeks. So imagine there's 52 weeks in a year? So if your uni only does 30 weeks, you're almost, for 20 weeks, you're not doing anything, but yet you're paying that amount of money. So if you're messing about, I'm not being a downer, but it's just for you guys to see. No, it's just for you guys to see how important it is, the time that you're spending, because you're the one who has to pay it back. Your parents are not going to pay that back for you. If they're nice, maybe they would, but it's your responsibility because you're the one who's chosen to go to uni. So, and then when it comes even to breaking it down even further, different programs and different courses. So if you're doing like a science, I think it was like if you're doing like a science or an engineering degree, you spend between 20 to 30 hours a week of either lectures, labs, and all that kind of stuff. But then if you're doing an arts degree, or even, it had business, which was a bit strange, you do 10 to 20 hours a week of lectures. And when I started like breaking it down, which is what I've put there, that if you're doing an engineering degree and you do 30 hours a week, in a year, you do 1,200 hours in a year. And that equates to, for every hour that you have at lecture, you're spending £7.50. That's how much money you're spending. So it's almost, you're paying the uni £7.50 to attend that hour. And then when you start thinking about how much minimum wage is about £7.50 depending on which field, but that's how much it is. So if you think about it, that the most amount of time that you're spending at uni, if you did a science and engineering degree, you're still, like, the value that you're getting for the money that you're spending doesn't equate to how much you would get paid if you're working minimum pay. Does that make sense? And then it gets even grimmer if you have 10 hours a week, because you're literally spending every hour that you're at uni is £22.50. So hopefully this encourages you to actually turn up to those lectures, because I remember there'd be times where I had a lecture, Nippon would know who he is. He was meant to be one of the best lecturers at Loughborough University, because that's where I went. But he would, legit, you'd turn up to the lecture and the PowerPoint was all he read, word for word. You would turn up, and it was the type of thing that it was on a Friday at 4 p.m. So you'd have nothing all day Friday, and then you'd have that one tutorial at 5 p.m., and then you have to turn up, and all he's doing is reading off the the slide, and that can be frustrating for you. But then if you're paying £22.50, as frustrating as that is, you have to turn up because you need to get your money's worth. And I think one of the things as well, just to emphasize with this, which the previous slide had, was all the money that you're putting into. There's so many resources at uni that sometimes as an undergraduate you don't realize are available for you. And I think now only that I finished uni, I'm starting to realize that, which might be available for all of you guys if you finished uni, is that you can ring up your uni. If you're struggling to find a job, you can ring them up and ask them to help you find jobs. I don't know if that applies to your uni, but I know with Loughborough University, once you're a graduate of Loughborough, you can basically contact anybody at Loughborough, and they almost have an obligation to help you out with your future, because uni survive because of the resources that graduates bring to them, but those are alumni. So you need to make them, if you're paying £9,000, get your money's worth from that university. Make sure every penny that you've put in, you're getting from it, yes? Yes.